Hey, beautiful. Good morning. Hey, I should have brought my hair pink, but we're doing all right. Good morning, mother. Hello, daughters and son. My sons. The turquoise. Thank you. This dress is from Princess Polly's. And I feel like the cut of this is so, because normally it's just like a straight across, but the cut is like fun. We're on the mermaid. It's mermaid vibes and demon time. Moving forward. What's the spell work? For the first spell we're gonna do is a protection spell. We have Abyssal Mirror and After the Wreckage. This is, After the Wreckage was kind of a thought. I was sitting there and I was like, you know when like, I'm from the East Coast and we have hurricanes over there and there's just this very weird, like eerie things after things have been destructed and knocked down and all of this like chaos and strife happens. But it's still for me, like when you go to the beach after, this is very specific. When you go to the beach after a hurricane, you can find a lot of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things, even though there's wreckage. And there's kind of an eerie calm silence that comes. We've got to get, if you see, we have some rusty nails here. 2 of them. They don't have to be rusty, but rusty helps. I'm putting gloves on because when we're working with stuff like this, we actually should. And I'm using some baneful oil, so I don't need that all over me. But first we're gonna cleanse, ooh. Let's actually do clove cinnamon for, I'm gonna light her. We're gonna do clove and cinnamon because it's good for protection. Love her. How often should we do protection spells? That's entirely up to you. I like doing multiple layers of protection. We do wards, we do talismans, enchantment things. So there's layers. So I'm gonna put this here. It'll be slightly off camera because you guys can only see so much. If you want to see the pulled out, actually, let me try to. Sorry, guys. Oh my god. And then I'm gonna prep my hands, and I actually have my feet out. You guys won't see it, but I'm gonna spray those with dragon's blood for cleansing, protection, and boosting all of the things we're gonna be doing. And I'm also gonna spray down the tools that I'm using. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a protection spell today. You can, like I said, you can use any type of nails. I like rusty nails, because hello. If you live outside in a humid place, you can leave your nails outside, put them in some salt, bury them for a little bit, dig them back up. We live so close to the beach that things just rust in general. So I'm gonna go ahead and the pink, get yourself some gloves, or I mean, I'm up to date with our tetanus shots, but please be careful when you're using anything that's rusty. It's not we do have a protection spell jar on the website, but this is just a normal protection. This is technically gonna be more of like a, I'm blanking on the word I wanna use. It's not a talisman. It could be. This, you can, like these kind of things, we're gonna put it into a cross and I'm gonna bind it down. There's certain things that go with this. My hoodooists, I'll tell you some certain steps to do and I won't explain it past there, but this is what will be open for everyone. Lots of different like folk magic does this specific type of cross. And if you want to pray over it with certain psalms or whatever you'd like to do, you totally can. And I'm actually going to prep this whole thing on this cloth. And then I'll show you what we're going to do with the cloth afterwards. We're going to kind of turn it into a protection little bag as well. So we'll have this open. I already sprayed it down. Grab my herbies. Can anyone buy your spell oils? Yes. Yes. So I am a hoodooist. I'm in a close practice, but we're using black obsidian here also for protection. Also, this is really good for transmuting energy. We're not going to actually be transmuting this because we'll go through steps of what you can do with this. You could either leave what we're going to make on your altar. You could bury it in your yard if you have a yard. If you don't, because I don't have a yard, if there's plants like potted outside of your house, plant this with your pot. I'll show you the herbs that I'm gonna use here. Let me pull them out. Let me go through everything I want to use. I have a little thing here. We do sell all of these herbs. The way that we sell them will look more like this. So they have breakdowns of all of the things. I have a camphor over here. I'm gonna get a little tab out. Camphor's good for cleansing, but I actually do want to put a little bit at the base of my, you'll see. Oh, thank you guys for the little gifts. Thank you. Camphor. I'm not going to use this whole tab. I literally am just going to break the smallest bit. Well, that's a little bit more than small, but this is fine. Camphor. Peppermint. We have wormwood. Oop, my hair's in there. Which actually wouldn't be a problem because if we're leaving this outside, that wouldn't be a problem. But plantain, which is good for protection. It's also really ancestral. We love her, we love her, we love her. Stinking nettle. Black pepper. And we have ginger. Do we have to use all the herbs? No, you do not. But like use, I'd say at least 3 of them for this. And make sure you have a protection oil too. So what I'm gonna do is crush, I'm gonna lay my, can you say this? Yeah. I'm gonna lay my, I'm blanking. Hello? My nails down, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit. I would do Mojo bags custom, I would, yes. I just don't sell them on the website for obvious reasons, but yes, we totally can do them. Just a little bit of that down, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with all of my herbs. I'm making a bag because I love to do, like I said, multiple layers. You don't have to, you can just do what we're gonna be doing with the nails, but that's fine if you don't wanna. You also could do a spell jar kit if you'd like, or not kit, I always say kit. Spell jar if you'd like. Grind these down into a powder and put them on your thresholds, anything like that. Wormwood's next. I love wormwood. You can use it for a lot of things. You can use it for baneful stuff. I love it, love it, love it. Super great for protection as well. So you can see that I'm thank you for the heart. You are sweet right now with all these gifties. Thank you. A beautiful protection. Yes, we are. See how the nails are underneath? Like I'm placing all of the herbs on top of it. It's kind of creating like a little bath, or like you'd say you'd burying them in there, but we're not going to leave it buried. For what? Decision? What do you mean by that? Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. Nettle was next. I'm actually going to do a little bit more nettle than I did the rest. I love stinging nettle. It's really, really juicy for protections. You can use it. Well, I like it for negative self-talk as well, like stopping it. Plantain. It's also good for warding, the stinging nettle. Next and last is peppermint. Nettle tea, yes. So if you get like peppermint tea or chamomile tea, bust the bag open and use it's the same herbs. So you don't have to go and buy like a whole, what is it called? You don't have to buy a whole huge bag. If you have the tea, bust it open, or throw the tea bags into a bath if you're taking them. So juicy. See how this is all covered? You can't see. Hey girl. We are buried. We've had the herbs buried over here, or the nails buried. So be careful when we start messing with it. What I'm going to use for oils, you can do any protection oils work. I'm going to use my Aphrodite's Wrath, because try it. And I'm actually going to do Kraken. Any of the protections, fire wall protection would actually be bomb. If y'all have hot foot powder, which we do have, I just didn't bring any. Oh. Hot foot powder alone on this would have just been it, okay? Stop. We're gonna have more red string bracelets soon, but we're gonna be using red string too. What I am gonna do is place, I just have like a little bit, I actually probably need 2 of these. I just have normal string, or you could do yarn, but like, do you know what kind of string this is? Embroidery thread, thank you, period. This is easy to work with, it's thin, and it's also like pretty strong. Yes, we do have jasmine and honeysuckle in the store. We're doing red for strength, protection, all of those kind of things. And also not magic goes into this. So I'm gonna do 2 of them because I think that I probably will end up needing them. I'm keeping them just like this so it's a little bit easier for me to work with. And we're placing them on top of the little bath here that we kind of have. The whole purpose of doing this is like all of these elements have energy to it, to have spirit within them and all of these things. So we're going to further the spell. Like I said, you don't have to do these in baths. We literally could just take the nails and tie them around and pray over them. That could be that. So I'm going to do 5 drops of each, or 5, because it's Aphrodite's day. Whatever number you'd like to do is fine. But you also don't really necessarily want this to be soaked, nor do you really care. The nails are going to be harder to work with the more oily they are. They're just going to be like slipping out of your fingers, and we have to tie them down. So just be mindful about that. And then same thing with my Kraken. Love her. She's baneful though. That's also why here's the thing. If you don't want to use gloves with baneful oils, you don't have to, but get yourself some camphor and some holy water afterwards and set the intentions before that. Obviously you don't want this on you. What? Clove and cinnamon. But honestly, you could do, if you are of ATRs, we have the 7 African powders, which I really love for stuff like this. Pure House actually could work because we're doing a home protection. Lemongrass, really any protection and or like home things that you like, home protections. Sandalwood would be great. If you have like rue, would be juicy. I love a sandalwood, but I feel like I keep using that sandalwood vanilla. It's just a lot. So now that we've got our, I'm gonna be really careful about like mixing this together because the nails are at the bottom and I don't need to poke myself. I sure don't. So we've got the nails that are buried, and they've been prepped. There's obviously nothing on them. That's totally fine. This is perfect. We have our string that is prepped. I actually am gonna like get some of this off, and we're gonna close this for now, and we'll go back to the bottom part in a second, okay? Honestly, you could just tie this up and be done. It's a protection. Put it up somewhere. This works for a sachet too. If you have like little bags, that's perfectly fine. But we're gonna close this up for now, and I'm just gonna be working. I hope that you can see this because I feel like the red is a little different. Okay, take your first string. If you'd like to, you know what I'm gonna do before we start? I'm gonna tie 7 knots into this. It's actually 5 because I'm gonna do 5. You could do 7. So however you wanna tie knots in here, at whatever place you can. If I'm doing this at my altar, because I'm obviously just showing you guys, this is a tiny knot. Pray over each knot. Each one can be a specific thing that you're looking to protect, or if you have prayers, if you're doing this with your Bible or whomever, pray how you'd like to. I'm doing 5 knots because it's Aphrodite's day, and I did use her oils. So I'm doing that because she's a devotee. Is there a knot here? Yeah. 3, however many knots. Knots are great for knot magic. There'd be more, more energy and prayers going into this. So you can't really see it because they're small, but there's 5 knots on this whole string. I'm going to do the same thing for the second string. So I'm just going to put this aside for now because I am going to use 2 strings. You could just do 1, but I just know that I'm going to need to tie this down a little bit better because I am not good with knots. Okay. Was not like a sailor in my last life. We've always been the sirens dragging them down. So 5 knots here. How many ever you want to do, that's totally fine. The knots itself, you could just do a witch's ladder and leave this as a protection, bury it. Or I just feel like sometimes I feel bad burying things. I'm like, well, I'm a liar. I'm like, I feel bad burying, like things like this, I feel like animals could get caught up on. The nail, no animal's gonna pull that up. If they do, they're like, girl, this is not for me. Screaming has always been, I've never been a sailor, always been a siren. That's just really the truthful thing. Okay, last. Was there one here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So there's 5 knots in here. If you want to make them really thick knots, totally do that. Like I said, I don't know how to do knots. My brothers were in the Boy Scouts, but they never taught. Okay. So our nails are prepared. We've sprayed them with colognes. My hoodoo is get yourself your candle colors and you know how to spray them and you know what to spray them with. Do that before we continue the next step. I obviously am not going to do that on camera. You're going to want to make a cross. A T. You can do an X. I've always been taught to do a cross. I was baptized Catholic, and also y'all get it. So we're going to cross it, and then I'm going to have to put this down. Maybe you'll see it better. The thing is, if you are doing the base layer of this, keep it here, because once again, all of the herbs and the things, the oils and the spirit of everything that we've been working is still on this. I just feel like you might be able to see what I'm doing better off. No, it's fine. We're going to do this because just hope that you can see it. We're keeping the cross together. And then what we are going to want to do is start tying or wrapping around the pieces so they can stay. Let me see if I can make that make sense. I'm going to leave a little piece here because I want to tie that. But however you'd like to, what am I explaining? You just need to connect or tie the crosses down. So I'm going to go around. Let me see if I can show you. This is like, have you watched those videos when people are doing braids and you're like, wait, what step are you doing? Where are you at? Please go back. So I'm going to try to show them here and then I'll show you guys here. Now that I've kind of got this here, I'm going to wrap it around this way for a couple times just so it's like steady. I'm just kind of like wrapping it and then I'm going to spin it and then wrap it this way. So then it will kind of, I'm giving away something I literally have on my altar, okay? And try and throw, I don't care. Do, but don't. So we're gonna wrap it this way. So now it's kind of holding itself up a bit more. See? Now she's holding herself. Jesus on the cross, pay for our sins. I shouldn't be, it's just not a joke, but no, because every time I do, my Nana's like, and you what? I'm actually going to place this on here so I can get some of the smoke to continue this. And we're praying over it. Is what you're doing for hoodooists only? No, but there's steps of this. No, lots of folk practices do this. There's lots of steps of this that would be only hoodoo. I'm just not going to show you. It's a different entirety spells. So here's the thing. If you wanted to do this, this is for your home. This is a home protection. It could be for your altar as well. I'm burying this outside. Okay. Or I can show you guys maybe on Miss Patry, the version that I have on my altar. It's very similar, but it's just one nail. And the way that I did is very hoodoo, but you still could do it. Oh, not. Y'all do have to run up the legs, because guess what? I'm almost done with this. Ooh. Well, I guess I'll keep going for a little bit. We have these 2 little tails here that we are going to tie together so nothing comes unraveled, and then we'll put the next. It's hard to show you guys this. Hold on. Just because they're like little, my fingers are in the way. Just tie it down so it can't unravel. You know, like make a knot with the 2 tails. A couple knots, actually. I'm going to knot this and then do it again. So we're kind of tying it at the back. Do you have to pray over the spell oils? You don't have to. I pray over them, but if you'd like to pray over them while you're or like putting on mantras or any type of anything else while you're putting them on, you totally can. Especially if you're looking for specific things. The more specific you are with spirit, the better. You can do nails, 2 nails. You also, I wanted to do a coffin situation so bad, but coffin nails are kind of hard to find. So I wanted it to be more, you could go to your parents' toolbox and grab some nails. I prefer rusty nails, but if you don't have any rusty nails laying around, or you don't want to wait to like make them rusty because you can with sea salt and stuff. 333, ooh. Sorry, we have one more knot to do here. Also, I skipped that. When we're like knotting the 2 tails together, you make sure you're keeping your prayers and whatever you're praying for your home. When you're doing anything, like whoever's involved in your home, whoever lives with you, if it's any pets or anything, pray. Each knot could be another person. Also, when you're doing this, you could put, like when we started the whole bath at the bottom. It's not a bath, but I mean, I'm calling it that. The herbal bath. Put a petition of them in there, burn it, and like let it mix in with all of the herbs. Does that make sense? Yes, add petition to your oils is juicy, juicy, juicy. But if you do that, just know that it'll deteriorate into the oil. So if you want to, you can like tape it to the sides or the bottom. But if you're almost done, or if you know you're going to use it within like a month or 2, you can put it in there. Isn't this considered consecrating? Yeah, you could say so. I feel like for me, if I was just spraying and like putting the herbal bath on, it'd be more of a consecration for me. And then once I start doing the like knots and the prayers over it, it would be more of like a spell, but it's similar. You totally, if that's all, the wording on that's similar. But I prefer, or it's kind of like not necessarily like an effigy, but we kind of are representing other things. I'm going to do one more knot because I want to. Except for, I don't know if I can. Hold up. Get in there. It's a smoothie. I know it's a chicken salad. I do love dancing with my spells on my altar, girl. I put bells and I attach them to my hips and be dancing around, please. A God's Eye, we used to make them in Girl Scouts. That's why I'm saying like these type of things, especially the Southern people, be having these on their doors and they don't even know. Yeah, I have one underneath my doormat and front door. Yes, ma'am. I can walk in. Everything's gonna be all right. This feels very like vampire movie. Bitch. We have her now. She's ready to be next step. You could stop here. I personally like to have the top nail like this one. I love this one so bad. The top nail I like to be fully covered. So I'm gonna do the same thing where I kind of just take leave this little, I don't know, a little piece off to the side so we can start wrapping it. And I'm gonna start at the top of the nail. Actually, hold up. I think I could do this better. I need to tie it to the top, and then I think it will be easier to wrap around. A wrap around. This always makes me think of practical magic. So what I did was like made a knot up here so it's just easier to start. A movie collection oil. Ooh. Oh, you know, we did a Freddie K one. I'll give her some grace for grace. We just tied it up here, left this little bit here. Obviously you could with this knot say another prayer. I am going to start just literally wrapping this around. You know what I'm going to do is like include the little earpiece. We're still going on the giveaway. You see how I kind of tucked it in there? That's why we had a second piece. You do not have to wrap this part around. I just always was taught to have this bottom one covered as well. You could technically do this part. It's just not necessary. It's up to you. If you find it necessary, find it necessary. So we're just covering the top nail. And that's why I feel like the portion of it that is rusted is just adding to the protection. How does my Patreon work? So you can sign up for the bottom tier, which is $5, and you get access to the Discord community and also weekly spells. The only thing you don't get access to is videos, but there's like 560 something spells over there that you will, for the last 5 or 6 years, that I've done. So now that I've gotten to the bottom of this, I'm going to just, because I have more and I did not all of this, so I'm going to use the rest of it and just go up. Okay, and then what we're going to have to do is, this is what she's looking like. Okay, I'm going to tie 2 knots to make sure that this doesn't come unknotted. Just around the top. Girl, I need to do one more knot. I need to pay attention. These knots get me knotted, as they should. Tie people up. So I personally do not like to trim off these, because for me, I'm not good at knots, and I feel like every time I trim this off, it is going to unravel and I can't put it back. Granted, we are gonna bury this, but not yet. You thought I was done? You thought you could get rid of me, bitch? Get yourself a black candle. You don't have to do this step. You really could. I'm just prepping this oil or this candle with a little bit of the Kraken oil because I am gonna use this to drop in the center of this. I'm actually gonna open this back up to do this over the herbs. Oop. Because when we're done with this, we're just gonna tie this up. And you can put this underneath your bed. I like to put it up somewhere high in like a cupboard in the kitchen because the center of the home for my house. I'm dropping this right over the middle of where we crossed the T and we have the biggest knot. Does that make sense? You don't have to do this. I like to. Okay. Do y'all feel that? You should. My hoodooist, we spray her, we bury her. You guys, we bury her. You could leave this on the altar if you like, that's fine. The next step is, if you have a backyard, plant it in your backyard, just dip, make sure it's deep. Maybe elbow deep. How many feet is that? 1.5 feet or something, whatever. Okay, bury it. This isn't something that you need to check on. This is something that you set and forget. Goodbye. If you don't have a backyard, because I don't, if you have a potted plant outside, pot this. I would do it with an aloe, or if you can do any type of protective, rosemary would be really bomb, especially because it's an abundant thing. The last step here, that is difficult. It's 11, ooh, okay. We're gonna wait. Oh, where did that go? Because I don't want it to burn the floor. Oh, it is. Grace, can you grab that? Yeah, sorry. Where is it? It's over. It's just a little baby one. I just don't want it to burn through the. Pause on the giveaway. Pause on the, sorry guys, hold up. I threw a lit incense on the floor. Thank you. So we're gonna wrap this around with the last, I do have a home protection spell on Miss Patri. Y'all can just recite that, or any of the protection spells is fine, as we wrap this around and then we bury her. What I like to do though, if I'm burying something, give some offerings to the land. It depends on your backyard. If obviously there's probably shouldn't be trash in your backyard, whatever you need to do, any type of offerings, it could literally be liquor or tobacco or something like that. I'm just gonna use the rest of this really quickly. I don't wanna burn, I just burnt a hole in this, so that's really fun. Okay, bitch, 3 holes. Hee. Gotta be careful with your silk bandanas. Do I bury this outside? But then if I leave, I'll be protected. I'm not leaving anytime soon. To move on, now that I've used the last bit of our incense off, she's done. This is finalized. Y'all know what y'all hoodooists need to do, but past that, what I also love to do, ring some bells over it, thank you my ancestors, all of those things, dragon bloods to boost the spell, yeah. And then we're gonna set that to the side because you're gonna bury that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sprays of dragon's blood on the herbal blend that we've made, and I am gonna tie this together. This could have been your protection all you want. If you have a sachet bag and you want to use that, that's fine. No, this is not a mojo bag, please don't. It is altar cloth that we're using. Okay, this is 3. How am I gonna tie 3 of these together? So we're tying this together, and then like I said, put this in the heart of your home. You could have made this herbal blend into a powder and then put the powder on your thresholds. If you want to make a bath with, I think all of that would have been fine to bathe in, yes. The black pepper would have dried your skin out, but that's fine. If you want to do a floor mop wash situation, do that. I'm just tying this down. Let me do one more. This is going to go in the heart of your home, somewhere people will not be looking at it. And once a month, you can refresh this with the dragon's blood spray or the same incense you used, and just circle it around it for about 15 minutes and pray over it. Put it back somewhere where someone doesn't see it. If someone sees it, it's not a problem. It's not like our mojo situations. You just don't want people messing. Certain spells you just don't need eyes on. The protection, you don't need to. You could put it underneath your bed as well, but this one's always kind of difficult to put underneath because I feel like sometimes the protection spells draw lots of interesting energy towards you when you're sleeping, and I don't like that. It just depends on how you feel about that. Gloves are done. After a glove situation, I do like to take, even though my hands were covered, I do just like to take a little bit of holy water. Just take a little bit. These ones are from an Etsy seller. They're just like mother of pearl discs. No, veiling is not a closed practice. So many different religious veil. So many different ones. There is Discord Discord. Hell, I'm finding it. It's a smoothie. I know it's a chicken salad. I do love dancing with my spells on my altar. Girl, I put bells and I attach them to my hips. I'll be dancing around, please. This feels very like vampire movie. Bitch! I think you need like wood stakes though. See, but if I was a vampire, I couldn't. Can they swim? Yeah. Because we never see them swim. No, Victoria did almost get Bella and she was in the water the second movie. Can't cross running water. Is that what it is? That sucks. She could swim. She could swim in Jennifer's body. She was in there. That's good. So I could be a vampire and a siren vibes at the same time or no? That's hell. Imagine. Love y'all bad.